Imagine this. You've just turned 65, your bags are packed, and you're ready for the voyage of a lifetime. The ship towers above you like a floating city, promising luxury, adventure, and freedom at sea. But here's what most travelers your age never hear. Cruise lines are quietly hoping you don't ask for the very perks that could make your journey smoother, safer, and far more enjoyable. These aren't gimmicks, and they're not limited to VIP passengers. They are real benefits written into maritime accessibility rules and hidden inside company policies. Yet the truth is, staff won't announce them, and brochures rarely mention them, because every perk you claim comes at a cost to their bottom line. But once you know the right words, once you understand what to request and when, you'll find doors opening that you didn't even know existed. You'll discover ways to board without stress, dine at times that suit your lifestyle, and even secure upgrades without spending a single extra dollar. So today, let's unlock the first secret perk that seniors often miss, one that can transform the very beginning of your cruise. Perk 1. Priority boarding. Without the stress. Boarding day is exciting, but let's be honest, it can also be exhausting. Long lines snake through the terminal, luggage feels heavier with every step, and the buzz of impatient crowds can leave anyone drained before they even step foot on the ship. Yet what most seniors don't realize is that they don't have to endure this chaos. If you're 65 or older, you can request priority boarding assistance, even if you don't use a wheelchair. This isn't a favor or a special luxury upgrade. It's part of accessibility law at sea. That means when you tell the cruise line that walking long distances or standing for extended periods is difficult, they are required to help. The assistance goes far beyond simply skipping a line. It often includes being escorted through the terminal with ease, having staff carry or manage your luggage, and reaching your cabin without the usual stress of navigating crowded hallways. And when the ship uses tender boats at certain ports, you'll also be guided onto those smaller vessels ahead of the rush, giving you a calmer and safer experience. The beauty of this perk is flexibility. Perhaps you feel confident boarding at a modern, well-organized Caribbean port, but worry about the steep gangways in places like Santorini. You don't have to request assistance for the entire trip. You can choose exactly where and when you'd like the support. By simply asking in advance, you transform what could be a tiring and stressful start into a smooth, welcoming beginning to your vacation. Perk 2. Complimentary room service for seniors with needs. Now, let's step beyond the boarding process and talk about something every traveler secretly values: the comfort of dining in your own cabin. Picture this. You wake up early, the ocean just outside your balcony, but the thought of wrestling with the breakfast buffet crowd feels overwhelming. Or perhaps your medication requires that you eat at a specific time, long before the dining room officially opens. Here's the insider truth. While many cruise lines now charge a delivery fee for room service, seniors with dietary or medical considerations often qualify to have those fees waived entirely. And the definition of medical need is much broader than most passengers realize. It isn't just about serious conditions like diabetes or heart issues. It can be as simple as needing to eat with medication, finding it difficult to stand in long lines, or even preferring a quieter setting when the dining halls are packed. Cruise companies don't promote this because they fear everyone would claim it. But when you calmly explain that your mealtimes connect to your health or mobility, the staff usually make arrangements immediately. In fact, many will encourage you to place your order the night before, so your breakfast arrives exactly when you need it. It's a small adjustment for them, but for you it can mean beginning your day refreshed instead of exhausted. And remember, this isn't asking for a favor, it's about ensuring your health and comfort, which is just as important as any activity on board. Perk 3. Dining times that fit your life. Food is one of the great joys of cruising, but here's something you may not know. Seniors often have more influence over dining times than the average passenger. Cruise lines don't shout about it, but they quietly allow guests over 65 to request seating that matches their lifestyle and health needs. Think about it. Many seniors prefer to dine earlier in the evening, not only because it feels more natural, but also because it works better with medication schedules and energy levels. Others want quieter tables away from high-traffic areas, where they can truly enjoy a meal without constant interruption. And while younger passengers might accept whatever slot the system gives them, you can actually request a guaranteed time that suits you. Different cruise lines handle this in different ways. Royal Caribbean offers early dining options specifically for seniors who ask. Princess Cruises includes preferred dining times in their senior sailing program, though you'll only get them if you bring it up. Carnival goes a step further, sometimes providing priority reservations at specialty restaurants for older travelers. The secret lies in the wording. Instead of vaguely asking, "Do you have any earlier times available?" try saying, "I'd like to request senior dining accommodations for passengers 65 and older." That phrasing prompts staff to check hidden availability lists that aren't visible in the standard booking system. By speaking up, you not only secure a time that works for you, but you also turn dining into the relaxed, enjoyable highlight it's meant to be. After all, a cruise is about savoring every bite, not rushing through it on someone else's schedule. Perk 4. VIP treatment on shore excursions. Stepping off the ship and into a new port is one of the most exciting parts of cruising. But for many seniors, that excitement can quickly turn into stress. The long walks through unfamiliar terminals, the rush to get on excursion buses, and the pressure to keep up with a group can feel overwhelming. Yet here's the hidden truth. Seniors can request special accommodations that transform these hectic moments into calm, enjoyable experiences. Cruise lines quietly offer what I like to call VIP treatment for older travelers. That might mean being seated at the front of the bus so you don't have to climb stairs or squeeze past other passengers. It could include priority boarding, so you're comfortably seated before the crowd rushes in. At certain stops, you may even be given extra time to rest while the group explores. And if the excursion involves a lot of walking, staff can arrange alternative transportation or provide an escort to help you navigate tricky terrain. The beauty of this perk is that you don't need to exaggerate or claim you're unable to walk. A simple phrase such as, "I'd like to request shore excursion accommodations due to senior mobility considerations," is enough to unlock these adjustments. By asking, you give yourself permission to enjoy the port on your own terms. Instead of dreading the exhaustion, you'll have the freedom to savor the culture, taste the food, and take in the sights without running yourself ragged. Perk 5. Strategic cabin upgrades for comfort. Now, let's return to the ship, because where you rest at night matters just as much as what you do during the day. For most passengers, the cabin they're assigned is the cabin they keep. But seniors have unique leverage that many never use. If your room isn't comfortable due to age-related needs, you can often be upgraded or moved at no extra charge. Imagine being assigned a cabin at the far end of a long hallway, only to realize that walking back and forth several times a day leaves you exhausted. Or picture a bathroom with a narrow doorway or no grab bars, making it awkward and even unsafe. Instead of struggling in silence, you can approach guest services and explain your situation. Staff have the authority to relocate seniors to cabins that are more accessible, closer to elevators, or even nearer to the medical center. Sometimes you may be moved to a balcony cabin simply because it offers better airflow and space for mobility. And while younger travelers might demand an upgrade and be denied, seniors who calmly and honestly share their needs are often accommodated. Cruise staff face pushy passengers every day, so when they meet someone who explains their concerns respectfully, they're far more inclined to help. This isn't about asking for luxury. It's about ensuring that your floating home for the week supports your comfort and safety. And when you end each evening in a cabin that feels right, your entire cruise becomes more restful, more enjoyable, and more memorable. Perk 6. The specialty dining fee. Loopholes. Dining on a cruise is already a highlight, but specialty restaurants often feel like the crown jewel. An intimate steakhouse, an elegant French bistro, or a sushi bar with ocean views. Yet for most passengers, these come with an extra fee that can quickly add up. What many seniors don't realize is that those fees can sometimes be waived if you know how to frame your request. For instance, if you follow a strict low-sodium diet, if you need soft foods because of dental concerns, or if your medication schedule doesn't align with the main dining hours, cruise lines will often accommodate you by offering access to specialty venues at no additional cost. From their perspective, It's safer and easier to seat you in a quieter restaurant with controlled food preparation than to risk a medical complication in a crowded buffet line. There's another hidden door: milestone celebrations. Couples celebrating a silver or golden anniversary, retirees marking a new chapter, or even passengers taking their first big trip after a health recovery often receive complimentary specialty dining experiences. The key is to let the staff know upfront. A quiet mention at guest services or to the maitre d' early in the voyage works far better than waiting until the last evening. So, while other passengers are paying premium prices for a table, you could be enjoying that same filet mignon or lobster tail as part of your senior accommodation. All it takes is confidence in asking, and the willingness to highlight the milestones that truly matter. Perk 7. Future cruise discounts. Seniors rarely hear about. Now, let's talk about a perk that goes beyond your current voyage and saves you money on the next. Cruise lines love repeat passengers, but they especially value seniors, who often cruise more regularly once they're retired. To encourage loyalty, they've tucked away special discounts that most people never hear about. These can appear in several forms. Sometimes, seniors are fast-tracked into higher loyalty tiers, unlocking free internet minutes, onboard credits, or even priority reservations faster than younger passengers. In other cases, if you required medical accommodations during your cruise, say mobility assistance or dietary adjustments, staff may quietly offer you reduced rates for a future booking as an incentive to sail again. There's also the referral multiplier. When you bring along another senior couple, you may be granted double or even triple referral credits compared to the standard offer. And for those who enjoy long repositioning cruises, like crossing the Atlantic or Pacific, seniors are often given early booking access before those voyages are released to the general public, which means better cabins at lower prices. The secret is not to ask, "Do you have any discounts?" Instead, walk up to the future cruise desk and say, "As a senior traveler, I'd like to understand what future cruise accommodations and discounts might be available based on my current cruise experience." That phrasing signals to staff that you know there are unpublished offers, and it prompts them to share the options reserved for senior passengers. Imagine finishing one voyage already knowing your next is booked at a fraction of the cost, while other travelers never even realized the opportunity was there. Perk 8. Hidden health and wellness programs for seniors cruises are often thought of as indulgent: buffets, cocktails, and endless desserts. But tucked quietly into many ships' schedules are wellness perks designed especially with seniors in mind. The catch? They're rarely advertised. If you ask at the fitness center or the spa desk, you might discover complimentary classes like gentle stretching, balance exercises, or even morning Tai Chi on deck. These sessions aren't just about staying fit. They're about maintaining confidence as you move around the ship and ensuring you have the stamina to enjoy every port. Medical centers on board also provide surprising services that many overlook. Free or reduced cost blood pressure checks, quick consultations, or even nutrition advice are often available, particularly on voyages popular with older travelers. Some spas quietly discount massages or relaxation treatments during off-peak hours, offering seniors the chance to experience luxury at a fraction of the cost. By asking, you're not only saving money, you're investing in your health at sea. And when you return home feeling energized instead of worn out, you'll realize that wellness wasn't a side note to your cruise, but one of its greatest treasures. Perk 9. Priority. Digital assistance in the age of apps. Modern cruising has gone digital. Reservations, daily schedules, even menus are often accessed through apps or QR codes. For some passengers, this is convenient, but for many seniors, it can feel overwhelming. Cruise lines know this, and though they don't broadcast it loudly, most now offer priority digital assistance for older travelers. At guest services or the digital help desk, staff will patiently walk you through setting up the cruise app, connecting to Wi-Fi, or booking a dining reservation with just a few taps. If you prefer paper over screens, you can request printed copies of the daily activity schedule delivered right to your cabin. And in some cases, digital staff will even make the bookings for you, ensuring you don't miss out on popular shows or excursions because of technical glitches. This isn't about struggling with technology, It's about ensuring you enjoy your cruise without unnecessary stress. By simply saying, "Do you have senior digital support for the cruise app?" you open the door to a smoother, simpler experience. While others wrestle with their phones in frustration, you'll already be on your way to the show, confident that everything has been taken care of. Perk 10. Hidden insurance and medical waivers. One of the most overlooked advantages for seniors at sea lies in the area most travelers least want to think about: healthcare. Medical visits on a ship can be costly, and many assume every service comes with a high bill. But if you're over 65, you may qualify for reduced costs, or even waived fees, when your needs are tied to mobility, dietary, or age-related considerations. For example, if you require a shower chair, an oxygen concentrator setup, or basic mobility equipment like a wheelchair, many cruise lines quietly provide them free of charge when requested in advance. Some even waive the usual service fees for basic medical consultations if the issue is linked to senior wellness or accessibility. And though it's buried deep in the fine print of cruise contracts, certain companies also offer partial insurance waivers, allowing older guests to avoid penalties if a trip must be rescheduled due to health. Most passengers never hear about these benefits because they're not announced on stage shows or printed in glossy brochures. But a polite inquiry to guest services framed around your comfort and safety often unlocks them. It's not about receiving special treatment, it's about ensuring that your health is never compromised while you travel the world. So, what does all of this mean for you? It means that turning 65 doesn't narrow your horizons, it expands them. The world of cruising is rich with hidden doors, waiting to open when you know the right questions to ask. From priority boarding that spares you the stress of long lines, to dining arrangements that respect your rhythms, to cabin upgrades that make each night restful. These aren't just perks. They're the keys to traveling with dignity, freedom, and joy. Cruise lines may keep these benefits quiet, but that doesn't mean they're out of reach. Every time you confidently say, "I'd like to request senior accommodations," you're not asking for a favor. You're claiming the experience you deserve. And when you do, something beautiful happens. You stop worrying about logistics and start focusing on what matters: the sunsets over the open sea, the laughter at dinner, the thrill of exploring new ports. At 65 and beyond, you've earned more than just a vacation. You've earned the right to cruise with ease, with confidence, and with the wisdom that comes from a lifetime of journeys. So, before your next voyage, remember this: the perks are there. The staff can't deny them, and your only job is to ask. Bon voyage, and may every cruise from here forward be not just a trip but a celebration of the golden age of travel.